Mid-cap stocks at the low point of the day. We have Dish TV as well as Sun TV at the low point of the day. Biocon too has given up most of its gains. In fact, opened up in the green and currently trading at the low point of the day. So the mid-cap index has come off its highs, but we will get chatting with one of the companies that have been lined up on our show. We have Nucleus Software gained 25 new customers for its cloud lending solution, which is FinOne Neo Cloud. And several NBFCs and housing finance companies have selected this solution to power their businesses. To discuss this and the NBFC space itself, we have RP Singh, the CEO of the company, who joins us on the phone line. Thanks a lot, Mr. Singh, for joining in. First up, if you could tell us, since you cater to the NBFC sector, there are reports of liquidity crunch, there are reports of slowdown. Have you witnessed that in terms of the client spending, any order rationalization that has happened?
Good morning, Niall, and thank you very much for the opportunity. You're right about the liquidity crisis. It's a real thing that's happening. It's going to create a lot of rough situations. But as we say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and it's time for the tough to survive. And as far as the toughs are concerned, I think investments into technology in today's world is a very strategic decision. And companies who are confident about their business models are actually finding, especially the cloud offering that we've put into place, most appropriate because they can onboard very quickly, they can give life to their digital plans rather rapidly, and without any capex burden on their side.
Any reduced spending from your clients, Mr. Singh, and your receivables have spiked as well, 80 crore at the end of September.
That's right. So it's not, I think, the kind of selection that we've done and the kind of customers we have, I think the spend is not slowing down at all. I guess, as I mentioned, that it's probably those with the weaker models who are facing the bigger crunches and would probably cut down their budgets. But fortunately for the segment that we've been looking at, it's not really seen.
All right, so the going's getting tough for NBFCs, Mr. Singh, is what you're saying, but you're not seeing any impact on your business, right?
For both two reasons. One, of course, maybe we're really working with the tough guys, but on the other side, the solution that we have is an OPEX-based model, so it's something that can be consumed, and if it delivers value, it pays back in no time, actually.
Okay, all right. Let's focus on the receivables part of it. Your receivables were at around 80 crores. If you could tell us in terms of receivable days, what was it earlier? What is it currently? Any particular reason for a bit of a spike there?
So it's only in fact, if you have a look at our last couple of years, we've been focusing especially on the receivables, and that's been coming down very, very rapidly. And these are just a couple of things which are outstanding and not really a blip in the trend of or anything linked to this in any case.
But what is the number of receivable days now as we speak, and what was it earlier? 80 crores the absolute number that we have?
I may need to get back to you with this.
Okay, all right. So we'll wait by for clarity on that. But the going's getting tough, or not only for the, in terms of the NBFC space. I believe that you have some exposure to the ILNFS group, not too large though. Could you quantify that?
Yes, very minor, extremely minor, and we've already managed it as well.
So it's what? It's less than 10 crores and you'll have already provided for that?
That is right.
So you'll have provided that you will not get any money back? Your 100% provision is what you'll have made?
Not 100%, but what we thought it would be appropriate.
Okay, all right. Mr. Singh, just focusing on business then, we have got the NBFC issue out of the way. ILNFS, you're saying the exposure is small. Let's focus on your order book. In the last quarter, it had declined. I think your order book had declined by around 4%. There was some postponement of orders from some customers. Has that, that postponement that was there at the end of quarter two, have you received those orders now?
I think these are the, I don't know which ones you would be talking about.
Yeah.
Which get delayed, we've got others that fill up. So there's a lot of traction.
Right. No, Mr. Singh, what I'm referring to is at the end of the second quarter, the order book had declined by close to around 4% on a sequential basis. And the understanding was that the orders were delayed. They were not cancelled. So has that flown through?
So there is also execution. Those waiting have also been closed. In fact, there's a lot of traction even on the cloud and the other products internationally as well.
Mr. Singh, let's keep it simple. From the start of the third quarter that we are in right now to now, how many orders have you received in terms of inflows?
I think that would be out in our financial report, and maybe you're going to refer to that as well.
Okay, all right. Mr. Singh, at the end of the past quarter, I think your margins had got a bit of a tailwind due to the rupee depreciation.
That's right.
Right, and now the rupee has pulled back from around that 74 odd mark to around that 71.3 odd mark as we speak. Just requesting my director to pull up the rupee as well. So what kind of a margin outlook can you give us? The last quarter, I think it could have got a bit of a boost, right, because of rupee depreciation. So what was that? If you could give us, was it 100 basis points?
Well, I may not be able to give you guidance because of our policies. However, we keep hedging our foreign currency, and it's not directly linked to how the dollar performs in the market.
So how much is your exposure in terms of USD, and what is your hedging policy?
Yeah, how much of it is hedged?
No comments on that.
It's just some percentage, sir. If you could give us a broad idea, if you could give us a range, your investors, our viewers would be very, very happy if you could get some numbers.
No, all that is required is out on our financial
Right.
report.
Okay. Before we let you go, Mr. Singh, you have 74 crores of cash on your books. What's the plan with regards to that? Do you plan to give it out in terms of dividend, or maybe do a buyback, or you are holding your kitty for acquisitions?
So we've been, of course, as you are aware, we are pretty consistent with our dividends. We've just done our first buyback. There are discussions on saying how we can utilize the cash, and of course, acquisitions is one of the options, but that is more dependent on finding the appropriate.
Could you clarify what is the cash in your books, Mr. Singh?
In which way?
Cash in books, sir. Cash in books, what is the updated number? Mangalam just told us it's around the 70-80 crores. If you could tell us what is the cash and current investments you have in your books?
So once again, I would rather refer to the annual report. It's a mix of...
Thank you so much, Mr. Singh. We look forward to speaking to you at the end of the third quarter and get a quick update for you. For the time being, what he's clarifying to us is there's no, the things are getting a little tough in the NBFC space, but their company, that's Nucleus Software, is not impacted as of now. They have a model in place to prevent any kind of negative impact out there. In terms of ILNFS exposure, it's very, very small.